Happy Friday, everybody. Hey, Flosstube. Hey, Crafty friends. Today is feeling a little bit harder to start, with a really positive, happy, upbeat episode. And I think, it's totally understandable. We all have days where we're up and down, and today's a little bit, today's been a little bit of a challenge. So doing this video is a bit of good medicine for me today as well. I just wanted to briefly touch on the subject of masks. At the beginning here, I have been asked by several people now whether I would be able to make and sell and ship out masks. At the moment, I have never made one. I have watched a few tutorials online, and I'm sure I could make one. It would probably take me a little bit to, figure it out, but I'm sure it could be done. But at this point in time, if I make some masks, and I do plan on making a few, I would be making them and donating them locally. I will not be offering them for sale on the Etsy shop or as part of the business. I also can't foresee, turning everything over into mask production, as my business is integrated into my home here. This is where we live and work and eat and play, and for the mental health of my 12-year-old and myself and everyone in this house, turning the business into mask production just isn't something that is feasible for me at this point in time. I do, however, plan to make some, but I will be donating them locally. So I appreciate everyone who has asked and sent me messages, and just wanted to get that out there because it is something that's clearly on everybody's mind. I can, however, point you in the direction of some Etsy sites. You just Google on Etsy. So search in Etsy for what you're looking for. There are many makers on Etsy now who are making them, who already know how to make them. They have already made them. They are ready to go. And especially if you're in the States, it would be much, much faster for you to order from a seller who is in the States, who would be able to get that to you a little more quickly. For me, it would take me weeks. Going to the post office is right now a once a week kind of thing, and trying to learn how to make them and then get them to the post office in a timely manner, it's just not feasible for me to do. So I also highly recommend that if you know how to use a needle and thread, that these patterns that are available online, there is absolutely no reason why you must use a sewing machine to make them. I'm going to put a link down below in the drop down box below for how to sew a simple seam by hand, a strong simple seam by hand. And there's no reason why you couldn't follow the pattern, follow any kind of instructable pattern that would create the type of mask that you're looking for without a sewing machine. We all know how to use needle and thread, and if you have a fat quarter of fabric lying around, there's no reason why you couldn't make one yourself. It might take a little bit of time, but perhaps worth figuring out, and maybe make a few extras for some friends who don't know how to use a needle and thread. I appreciate you letting me say this for a few minutes at the very beginning of the video here. Just wanted to let everybody know that that's kind of what's happening. I'm kind of getting asked from all directions, and it's just not something I'm able to do at this particular moment in time for anything other than what is local to me, and I wouldn't be selling them. I would be donating them. Okay, so thank you. Moving on. Crafty chat. I have been knitting and I have been cross-stitching, not a ton because, well, lots of other things going on, but I thought I would share with you my progress. Doesn't look a whole lot different than it looked before. Here's Sarah's Afghan. So it almost fills the screen. So as you can see, I've got my progress keeper here where I started like a week and a half ago. So that's pretty good progress for a week and a half, I think. And it's just, the pattern is the Talon Throw by Brooklyn Tweed. And I'm using a superwash blend by Barocco. It's the Barocco Vintage, and it's a superwash acrylic wool blend. So it will be washable for my daughter. So there's that. And this cross stitching I've been working on is Savon. Shocker, I know. So in case you can't tell, I've been doing quite a lot of fill-in work. So I concentrated mostly over here, and I've stitched the halfway point here, and I've started filling in the center motif here and a little bit over here, but mostly the black fill-in on this side over there. So it's coming along, providing a welcome distraction, as always. And I suspect I'll put a few more links of Black 310 in there tonight as well. Nicholas is waving at me right now, so giving me the thumbs up. I guess he approves. Would you like to say, you can say hello.
Hello.
So there you go. I'll be done in a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Are you looking for a snack?
Looking for lunch.
Lunch, right. Okay. I'll be done in a few minutes.
Okay.
I thought I'd do a little giveaway today. So this won't be going out. It is a kit, a Dimensions kit. This is for anyone out there who doesn't have anything in their stash, who's looking for a complete kit, something to do, who perhaps has a wedding in the family, or for someone special in the near future, or a year from now. Doesn't matter to me when the wedding is, or you know, you could stitch most of it and leave the name and date off, and then you'd have a wedding present almost ready to go. So this is a Dimensions kit. It's Happily Ever After wedding record. And it comes with, actually, it's really pretty pattern. Can you see those pink swirls that are on the fabric there? Those are stitched. Comes with the fabric and the floss to do this. So I will be sending a box out probably next Thursday with orders, and so this will, I will choose someone to send this to probably next Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll choose a name and then I'll put it out in the mail on Thursday. Okay, so if you would like to be considered to receive this, you just need to put the word wedding in your comment. I'm going to do this as a YouTube draw. I haven't done one of those in a while. Mostly they're over on the Facebook group, so let's do this one here on YouTube. So if you would like a chance to win this, the word wedding just has to be in your comment, and then next week I'll do the comment chooser with the random word, with the word, you put the word in and it, I've done it before, you know what I mean, and then I will send it out next Thursday. Okay, oh, one more thing I wanted to show. This was my third ball of yarn that I added to Sarah's blanket, and I'm getting through it quite quickly, so pleased about that. I've worked on it a lot more than I normally would. No progress on my socks. Those I haven't even touched in the last few days, but I've been doing quite a lot of sewing lately, so there is that. All right, well, I think that's it for me today. I will be hanging around in the Friday Off the Grid stitching group tonight because it's Friday night. If you would like to join us over there, generally what happens is the idea is that on Friday evenings, starting at 6 p.m. your time, at 6 p.m. or when, sorry, my memory card was full there, so I had to go in and delete a few things quickly so that I could finish this up. the Friday off the grid group. So generally we get started, we get rolling around 6 o'clock your time, and the idea is that you spend up to or more than 6 hours of free stitching time on Friday night to work on your whip of choice and share your progress. You know, a starting photo and an ending photo. You don't have to. You're more than welcome to just lurk and enjoy everybody else's stitching and just join in the you know, the camaraderie. That's all there is. There's no extra video that happens over there. It's just mostly just sharing your stitching. And to be totally honest, the partying goes on all weekend. We share pictures all weekend, and there's really no hard and fast rules, just to be polite, be kind, and share, as Liz and Deb would say, share the joy of needlework. So there's that. So I'll be checking in there and spending the rest of the weekend sewing. Can't argue with that. I will probably be checking in briefly tomorrow with a very short, just quick little crafting update, just to check in with everybody and see how we're all doing. And don't forget the Alias Grace or the crafters who cross stitchers who read. That's the name of the Facebook group. You're welcome to join us over there. Our very first book is Alias Grace by Margaret Atwood, and the discussion for that book looks like it's going to be happening about 3 weeks from now. And our fearless leader, Letitia, the Crafty curator, I've been discussing with her some ideas about how to maybe do that chat. It was her idea to possibly maybe do a live chat on the Facebook group in 3 weeks' time so that we can discuss it. I know that not everybody's had a chance quite yet to get the book because of, you know, holds being placed at the library, so on and so forth. So the next book that we choose to read, I'll have a longer heads up time period so that more people can perhaps have access to the book by the time that we get started and have our discussion. Okay, so that's it for me today. Happy Friday, happy stitching, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody.